Beyond a misty marsh stood a palace made of pale glass. It shone like frozen starlight. Villagers whispered of the Thorn Queen who ruled there unseen. Her garden was said to bloom with crystal thorns. Young Mira, a weaver's daughter, often dreamed of that garden. She longed to see a flower of glass. One dawn she followed a trail of black roses to the marsh. Their petals cut her fingers like knives. A silver-winged moth guided her to a hidden gate. It pulsed with runes like breathing frost. The gate opened by itself. Cold air poured out, smelling of winter apples. Mira stepped into the glass garden. Every plant shimmered like carved ice. Trees dripped crystal sap that chimed when it hit the ground. Thorns glittered in the dim light. At the center stood a fountain of clear flame. Its water burned without heat. A voice floated over the fountain. "Why have you come, a child of Claw?" Mira turned to see a tall figure crowned with vines of silver thorn. Her eyes were pale as moon milk. "I came to find a cure," Mira said. "My mother's heart is turning to glass." The Thorn Queen tilted her head. "Glass hearts are my gift. Why should I undo it?" Myra's hands trembled, but she stood firm. "Because she still loves, and love must beat." The queen's gown rustled like broken branches. She raised a hand and 3 crystal doors appeared. "Pass my trials," she said. "Bring me the soul of the god." Mira chose the first door and entered a hall of mirrors. Each reflection showed her older, colder. She shut her eyes and walked forward. The mirrors cracked like thin ice. At the hall's end lay a thorn sprouting a single red bloom. It pulsed like a heartbeat. She plucked it carefully. Blood welled from her palm, but the bloom stayed alive. Back in the garden, the queen waited. "One test done," she murmured. The second door opened onto a frozen orchard. Fruit of glass hung from silver branches. A wind whispered, "Choose one fruit or be lost." Shadows moved between the trees. Mira picked the smallest fruit and held it close. It cracked and revealed a tiny bird of light. The bird fluttered to her shoulder and sang. Frost melted in its wake. She returned again to the fountain. The Thorn Queen watched with unreadable eyes. "2 tests done," she said softly. "One remains." The third door led to a courtyard of sleeping statues. Each was a person turned to glass. Mira recognized her mother among them. Tears blurred her vision. A thorned staff lay across the courtyard. A whisper said, "Break it and free them, or keep it and claim power." Mira lifted the staff and snapped it over her knee. A sound of rain on crystal filled the air. The statues cracked and breathed again. Her mother fell into her arms, heart still warm. Light streamed through the courtyard roof. Glass flowers opened everywhere. The Thorn Queen appeared, thorns wilting. "You have undone my curse." Her crown crumbled into silver dust. She looked younger, almost human. "Take the soul of the garden," she said, handing Mira a vial of shimmering sap. "This will heal any heart of glass," the queen whispered. "Even mine." Mira gave the vial to her mother. It melted the last shard inside her chest. The glass garden trembled and began to fade. Plants turned to mist and drifted upward. The Thorn Queen bowed once, then dissolved into petals of light. Her voice echoed, "Tell them beauty must not cage love." Mira and her mother walked back through the marsh. The silver-winged moth led them home. Every spring when the first frost bloomed, villagers tell of Mira and the Thorn Queen's glass garden, and how a single heart of courage broke a palace of thorns.